Redline Legendz.
Yo, what's good, everybody? This is Law, and you're tuned into Redline Legendz. Redline Legendz, the podcast, YouTube channel where we celebrate our bikers, we celebrate our living legends, and we talk about some things that can, help our younger generation, and also shed some light on and some knowledge on some information that even some of our older bikers may not know. Today, we've got a special guest. We've got somebody who I respect. When you come into the city of Nashville, when you come into Tennessee, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see this gentleman. 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear this man's name. We're talking about none other than Mr.Mike, the founder, the president of Darkside Motorcycle Club. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good.
You good?
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, man. So, you know, I often start these episodes and these shows with just the general questions, and then we dive off into a little depth. The first question, of course, is how did you get into riding bikes, and what has got you just to be at the point to where you're so involved and you're so committed to this? How did that start?
Well, I mean, I got started biking from my father.
Yeah.
He started, I mean, as a child, as an infant, we're on the motorcycles. I mean, he started riding in the 70s.
Yeah.
And, it was, growing up, I didn't think we owned a car. I ain't even playing, dude. I don't remember us even having a car. We was always on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 at a time. Seriously. And it's in my blood, dude. My mom rode, my dad rode, brothers, sisters, everybody. He taught everybody how to ride.
Wow. What was your so when you became of age, what was the first bike you was riding?
Well, the first bike I ever rode was his. It was a 750 Honda.
Okay.
But the first bike I ever owned was a CBR 900RR. That's the first bike I owned.
It was just like that.
Just like that.
Wow. Okay. So, from your beginnings to where we are today, I look at you and you're somebody that's very involved with your city, somebody that's very involved with not just on the set, but just your community. Mm-hmm. You're always looking at ways to give back and help people. Mm-hmm. Did you see from just that start of just riding motorcycles, did you see all of the things that are how they are now? Did you see all that in the future?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of the stuff that I do, and I have to go back to it, is stuff my daddy was already doing.
Understood.
The memorial rides, the toy drives, all the community-based stuff that we do, I got it from him.
Understood.
The memorial ride that I do, something he started, and I've continued to do it every year since then. We're talking about something that was started back in the 80s. So I didn't proceed anything, honestly. I just kept it going. You know what I mean? He turned it over to another biker. I think you've already interviewed, Too Shy, before me. Because Shy's older than me. And he carried it, and now I'm carrying it,
Understood. It makes sense.
We do a big thing when it comes to fallen riders, I have, my father started these memorial plaques, and basically just recognizing all the fallen riders. Doesn't matter what club you're in, doesn't matter who you are, you get a name on this plaque. Now, I got them back till the late 70s. We're on a 6th or 7th plaque.
Yeah.
And I've got them. We do it every year. We read off all the names on the plaques every year. Some of the people that own the plaques, the clubs don't even exist no more, but we still recognize them. You know.
Wow, man. So I understand, like with that vision, maybe that was something, like you said, that was something that was passed down. Well, moving forward, like one thing that I also respect about you is that through the test of time, that's what the concept of Redline Legendz was born out of. Somebody that's stood the test of time, like somebody that's racing. When you're racing, your RPMs are up, and they hit that and hit that red line. You got to change gears. You got to elevate. You know what I'm saying? You're one of those people. So, what are some keys or some things that you've done to be able to stand the test of time? Because let's be honest, you know, when you're dealing with a large group of people, or when you're just trying to do something positive, there are times where you face resistance. How do you elevate? How do you change gears and go to that next level and still make sure that you're changing things for the better?
Well, first of all, you have to have a foundation. Okay. You have, whatever your vision is, you have to make sure that you have a team that backs your vision. That everybody's on the same page of what you're trying to do. You know, you will have the resistance. You will have the people that, oh, I don't want to do that, and they do the bike thing for the wrong reason. I normally give people opportunity, but if we're not on the same page, I let them go. Because what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna handicap me or hinder me and my organization for going to the next level. I'm not gonna allow that to happen. I've had just as many people I got as I've lost that many people. You know, whether they didn't see eye to eye with what we was trying to do, whether they was, you know, not following the bylaws, because that is key to any organization, following your bylaws to the letter. Whatever the case may be, that we just didn't see eye to eye, we had to part ways. So I won't allow nobody to deter us from doing what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a very optimistic person. I'll give anybody second, third chances and opportunities, but when I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah. So when did Darkside start?
I actually founded Darkside in '92.
Okay.
But it was just, you know, me, my brothers, my cousin, we just kind of called ourselves Darkside. You know, that was the birth of Darkside. Didn't have no direction. You know, we wasn't thinking about motorcycles. It was just our little clique. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And everything I've done since then was Darkside whatever. Whether it be a Darkside car club, whether it be a Darkside motorcycle club, Darkside social club.
Yeah.
All that spawned from that, you know. I got an interesting story. So I started my car club first, okay? And I toured the country and all that good stuff, because I was into cars too. But biking is in my blood, right? And my wife came to me and she said, hey, I want to start a social club. And I said, no. I said, first of all, you can't have a social club without an MC club.
Right.
That's what it is, okay? And I said no. And my reason behind it was that the set ain't ready for me.
Wow, okay.
I'm serious. I meant that. They still ain't ready.
I believe it.
But a year later, she asked me again. I said, well, okay, this is what we're gonna do. If we want to do it, then we'll do MC, social club, car club. We're gonna do all three. Okay. All gonna be governed by these MC protocol rules. Period. If people can't follow these rules, whether they're in the social club, car club, MC club, then they won't be here. You know, we're gonna set a standard. So I don't know how to do it wrong.
Okay.
I don't know what these other bikers claim to be bikers, why they do what they do. I don't know the bull that they do. All I know is the right way to do. I wasn't taught the wrong way.
Yeah.
So That's what we do. Now, I'm not perfect. I've got my own flaws as well. But when it comes to biking and riding and brotherhood and what we're supposed to do, can't tell me nothing.
Understood, sir. So, now, Darkside here.
Mm-hmm.
You all have an annual coming up, right?
Second weekend in July.
And if y'all don't know, because I know this is y'all, all my people that subscribe to YouTube, second weekend in July, this is the place to be. Nashville. All my people out in the other states, the Carolinas, all these other cities, this is the place to be. Make sure that you give me a flyer or whatever, and I'll make sure that I add it, at least like on the description, or add it to the video.
Okay.
But yeah, so man, like, just the impact, and there's so many different people on the set that impact in their own way for the betterment.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people on here that give advice for these new guys, and we talked about it for a second, and I hear what you're saying. But for these new guys that come through, if there was somebody, let's say if there was a new guy that just came and sat down and said, "Sir, I'm interested in becoming a biker. I'm interested in prospecting, not necessarily for your club, but for just a club in general."
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? What advice would you give me? What would you say, yeah or no? Or what advice would you give?
I mean, the first thing I would say to them is, why do you want to do it? I mean, that's the first thing I want to know. I mean, if you say, I want to have a vest, I want to get the ladies, blah, 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 blah. And I say, well, you're here for the wrong reason, If you say that, I want to learn, I want to elevate myself, I want to ride, I want to network, I want this sense of brotherhood that everybody talks about, then I said, well, that's the real reason you need to be here. I would tell them, be true to yourself. The most problem with the youth, they don't listen. Okay, I would tell him or even her, I would tell them that keep your mouth closed and your ears open. Talk to some of these older guys that's been on the set. Now, that doesn't mean everything that come out of their mouth is law, is true, is whatever, but you'll get a sense of the time and era they was in. I mean, you can't go forward unless you know your past. Right. Why are you even interested? What draw you to this motorcycle? Was it the sound? Was it the look? Was it whatever? I mean, these are the questions you need to be asking yourself. Because motorcycles are extremely dangerous. We don't have any bumpers on us. You just out there, and these folks in these cages, they don't care. So you're putting yourself at risk every day that you get on that bike. So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Why do I want to do that? Because the basis of all this is riding a motorcycle. Right. Riding somewhere. Right. Going to somebody's clubhouse, somebody's event, somebody's bike night, something, and talking to people that are like-minded doing the same thing you're doing. So without a motorcycle, what is the purpose? I would tell them, though, that be true to themselves. Learn as much as they can from everybody. Teach if you're in a club or you got a club and you're trying to build a club. Teach your people the right way. Don't. I've seen organizations where they don't want to tell their people everything. Why? Well, are you afraid that if you teach them something, they're going to take and go somewhere else? That could happen anyway. Yeah. But why would you want your people out there with no knowledge? See, that's a reflection on you. Right. So if they've got your rags on and they're out there and they don't know anything, and people question them, asking them questions, that looks bad on your organization, and that can be bad for you in your organization. Yeah. Yeah. It impacts, just shoot, like the smallest little thing somebody not know. And then it could impact not just you, it impacts the chapter,
it impacts the nation, and it just, you know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? But one of the things you said though, like when you was talking about just listening to or letting or getting around some of the old heads and hearing them, you kind of tell what time period they were in. Speaking on time period, I mean, you've been around for a while, and I ask this every now and then, what was your favorite time period? Not necessarily it was the best time period, but what was one time period, maybe early 2000s or late 90s or like now? What was your favorite time period of as far as doing this? One that you was like more, like it was one of your favorite experiences.
Probably. I mean, I could go back as far as my childhood, but you know, being on some of the old school events and stuff that you had, the old field meets and all that stuff was great. We don't have a lot of that now, but probably my favorite time period was probably early 2000.
Okay.
That was really around the time that my MC club started. Okay, and you know, we were just getting out there. You know, we was talking to people, we was networking, and I had a lot of motivation. The motivation was that, you know, who are these guys?
Yeah,
Who, you know, they getting all this love and this respect.
Yeah.
You know, y'all ain't been here no time. You know, who this, blah 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 blah. So that was a whole lot of motivation for me.
Yeah.
Because when we hit the set, we took it by storm.
Right.
You know, I like I said, I don't know how to do it any other way. And what they did not know was I had plenty of old school guys that knew me.
You was already locked and loaded, ready to go.
Man.
You was locked and loaded, dog.
And even when, like, I sit on the board of, you know, Middle Tennessee set, even when we first was approached to be on the board, it was like, well, you know, y'all, who are y'all? Why would we consider y'all be on the board? And they took one of the old school guys to step up and say, hey, I know these guys. You know, I know his father. They've been around. They're one of the clubs, a few clubs that's gonna do it right and blah blah blah. And with that said, they made a decision. They added us to the board. We actually was part of the board at a very young age on the set. A lot of people didn't like it because they felt like, who are y'all? Who are you? I mean, blah, blah, blah. I said, but what you fella realize is I've been doing this all my life. Just because you've never seen me or you don't know who I am doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, not only do I know my history, I know yours too.
Yeah.
See, I pay attention.
Mike.
Pay attention, man.
And that's one of the things, like, and another thing with as far as the young cats or the people that are just coming in, it's that first impression. You better make it count.
Yes, sir.
Make it count, because that's gonna set the tone right there.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Good stuff right there. As far as charity events, like you do a ton of stuff. What upcoming things do you have?
Well, we have a thing called Build a Basket.
Okay.
This is our 6th year. It's April the 14th.
All right.
And I'm not the founder of it. A girl named Crystal, she's the founder. She was in a social club, and she started this thing called Build a Basket. Well, at the same time, my club was doing an Easter egg hunt. So what we decided to do was to collaborate and do the Build a Basket and Easter egg hunt together for the community. It started off just for the bikers and bikers family, but it's expanded to our community, period, anybody. Okay, we went from maybe 100 kids to now 400 or 500 kids.
Wow.
But we take donations. We rent out a facility that's inside because we never know what the weather's going to be.
Yeah.
So the Build a Basket part of that is done inside. But we do games. We have a lot of clubs that donate their time. Like, it's kind of a thing for the social clubs to kind of come together and do something in the community, because I have like 27 social clubs that participate in this thing.
Yeah.
Now the MC clubs is involved as well. I need manpower. Need somebody to help do this and get these kids where they need to be. Because we're talking, 400 or 500 kids, dude. It's madness. But that event that we do is get bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah.
And that's what's coming up next. So I'm actually working on it now.
Understood.
Trying to get it together because we got less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's one of the good things, man. Like, for like people who are on the outside looking in that sometimes have a misconception or just have a crazy idea about who bikers are or what people in motorcycle clubs do. I've come to find that we're some of the most giving people that I've ever met.
So if you know anything about biking and the biker community, the social club community, when it comes to charitable events, time and money, we're 3 in the nation. We're 3rd in the nation. That when something happens, we're there.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter how small, how big. I mean, from funerals to disasters, we're there.
Yeah.
Across the country, not just in Tennessee, everywhere.
Yeah.
So, when people try to say, bikers are scum and, they do this and blah, 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 first of all, we're not all that, okay? We do a lot of charitable events because that's what it's about. A lot of charitable events. Community cleanups. We've done fundraisers to build community centers. You name it, we've done it, Case in point, what was the situation that happened in Missouri when the police officers killed the guy?
Yeah, Michael Brown. I remember
Bikers was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, this is what we do, we just had a funeral Saturday.
Yeah.
And the biker community really came out in force to support the guy who lost his family members. That was they wasn't even a part of the set.
Yeah.
But it was his family. So that's what we do. So, people, I got some niggas that, the bikers, they just do this. And I know, we got a lot of bad publicity on TV. Everybody's watching, what's that show, Sons of Anarchy?
Oh, yeah, Sons of Anarchy.
Just judging us all by stuff like that. Like, dude, come on, man. That's not what we're about.
Right.
We that's why we do so much, because the last thing I want is the powers that be think that we're some kind of gang or some kind of hoodlums or all the stuff that they want to label us as. We don't want that. We never did. We love biking, we love brotherhood, and we love camaraderie, and all the things that we do. That's what we want to do. All the other stuff you're talking about, that ain't us.
Yeah.
That's not us. So, but we do plenty. Anytime somebody comes in with an idea about doing some computer stuff, I'm like, okay, let's do it. I got probably 16, 17 events the whole year.
Yeah.
So, hey, I love what I do.
Yes, sir. My last question for you, and then I'll let you go. I know you're a busy man. So my last question for you is this, and I don't think I've ever asked anybody this question before, but I asked you this question because just how involved you are. Legacy. What's something that you want to leave behind for the city and for the set, for the community? What's something that you're like, okay, this is something I want to leave behind, and knowing that this place is going to be better?
Honestly, I just wanted people to know that we bikers are here to improve life, not to destroy life. Okay. I building my organization to show that, even if you don't go to school, or even if you have had hard times in life, and you still can be a part of something that's great. Something greater than yourself.
Yeah.
I want my organization to be led by examples. I want people to say, oh, Darkside, they did this. Man, we want to do that too. I want to inspire other clubs to be better, to do better. The saying is, if you knew better, you do better. Well, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you it's a better way to do.
Yeah.
Even with some of the youth, I gave a comment up, and I won't name no names, but I took a guy that was heading down the wrong path, this gang life path, and I taught him how to ride a motorcycle. Best pupil I ever had.
Wow.
He ain't never looked back.
That's incredible.
So
yeah,
we bikers affect the youth more than people think. But we've got to reach them and try harder to teach them. I know we fall wayside of that a lot of times because they think they know everything.
Yeah.
But we just got to try harder.
Yeah.
Just got to try harder.
Well, Mike, man, it's been a pleasure. It's an honor.
Thank you.
And the door is always open. You want to come through. You say, hey, oh yeah, I forgot this. Let me drop some nuggets. You want to do that? Come through, man. Just hit me up. All the doors always open, sir.
What's up?
Redline Legendz. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. People, we keep talking about the subscribe button, but I need y'all to hit the subscribe button. That way we can spread some positive and some information, some educations, and some things that we can bring bikers together. We can be united and talk about the thing that brought us together, the love of riding motorcycles. All right, y'all stay tuned. We got some more stuff coming up. Peace out. Redline Legendz. We out.